Hi guys, my name is Katie Kersey and this is my classroom management plan. Here you'll find my mission statement. My plan for my mission statement is to have it in the front of the room, poster size, just as a reminder every day for the classroom expectations. I can remember my fourth grade teacher actually having hers up in the front of the classroom, and she would remind us. We would read it as a class and go over things that maybe we're struggling with, or it just really sets the tone and the culture for your class. Classroom rules. I have a few classroom rules here. Number one, show respect for the teacher, classmates, and yourself. Be polite, courteous, respectful, no bullying. Raise your hand for permission to leave your seat. Two, be on time and prepared to learn every day. Bringing materials to class, participate in all the discussions, and do your best work at all times. The third rule, be responsible for your own learning. No cheating, always ask questions, and never give up. The classroom consequences. This will be a step process, and it can vary depending on the situation. But the first will be a verbal warning. The second, see me after class. We'll talk about things. It could lead to homework detention or something of that sort. The third, we'll call the parent. We'll set up maybe a discussion time or try to figure out what's going on. And if the behavior continues to happen, it would be a disciplinary write-up to the principal's office. We'd set up a conference and discuss the continued behavior. Classroom procedures and routines. One procedure that I'll have is how my class will enter the classroom. They'll enter quietly. They'll put their things away in their lockers, have materials out, and they'll sit in their assigned seat and wait for the morning attendance after everyone has entered. Checking for attendance. There'll be no talking during attendance. What they will say is here if their name is called, and we continue to just stay in their seat. Changing groups. They would make sure that their area is clean. They would stand up and move to the right each time they move groups. This will keep them from each station. They're not going to run over each other. They're going to know everybody's going to move in a sequence. They will only talk to peers within that group, keep the tone from being too loud in the class. Still have fun, still learn, discussions with each other, but not across the room. Turning in papers. They will always write their name on their paper, and completed work will go in the basket for that class. This will be done at the end of each class, not during classroom instruction. And transitioning classes. They need to leave their area as they found it, clean, organized, put their chair under their desk, and line up at the door quietly. This is the parent-student-teacher contract. The student will sign, parent will sign, and I will sign. And it's just some things to go by and kind of agree to terms for the classroom, whether it's the student come to class every day with their materials, well rested, not use their cell phones, be respectful, things like that. Parent, show respect and support for the child and the school. Attend parent-teacher conferences. Talk with the child each day about the activities that they did. Be involved and engage their children in conversations. Help them feel like the child is feels like it's important to the parent that their education is number one. They will make sure that the child is rested, goes to bed on time, shows up for school on time. And myself, show respect to every child and the family. Make sure that I use efficient use of my learning time and instruction time. Enforce classroom rules and be consistent with it. Supply students and parents with clear evaluations of their progress, achievements, or any situation or struggles that they're going through. And demonstrate a positive attitude and professional behavior. And this would be given back to me, and I would keep it for that school year. Classroom signals. We'll have a few classroom signals. This will start on day one. They're important. They're real important for consistency, knowing the kids know exactly what to expect and when to expect it. The first one that I plan to use is the clap twice response. This will be whenever we're transitioning from assignments or lesson, or maybe going from group back to a whole discussion, something like that. Clap twice, all eyes on me, and I will give instructions for the next task. The lights on and off approach, if it's too loud or I'm trying to get immediate attention, something that calls for an immediate reaction. 3, if students need help with whatever we're working on that assignment, or just needs further instruction, they'll place their textbook standing up on the desks. That way I know that signal that child needs help. 4, the student will let me know if he or she is finished by putting down the pencil and looking up at me. Okay, reflection of conscious discipline. We spent a lot of time learning about conscious discipline. It has been great, so insightful for me as a soon-to-be teacher. Plan on fully using conscious discipline in my classroom. But the 7 components of conscious discipline that we learned: composure, encouragement, assertiveness, choice, positive intent, empathy, and consequences. Composure, the star that we watched in many of our videos. Stop, smile, take a deep breath, and relax. I'll just touch on each of these just a little bit. I think they're all really important. Encouragement. Why are we all together? Power of unity. Just having that that culture and unity as a classroom, real important. Routines and rituals create a safety and security. Create a sense of belonging and interdependence for all the children. Assertiveness. Setting limits respectfully. Clarity. Shift fear to love. Choices. Building self-esteem and willpower. Empowering children while setting limits. An example: how do I help children be more likely to choose to put up all their materials, rather than how can I get them or make them do that? They're going to be a lot more prone to doing something if you help them to choose to do it themselves than I'm going to make these children do this every day. A much better approach, letting them feel independent and important and empowered. Positive intent. Creating teaching moments. Diversity is valued. Seeing the best in others. An example that we had watched and read about in our text was the wishing well. Empathy. Helps children accept and process their feelings so as to see the world from others' perspectives. Here I put a video. It was a very empowering video. You can watch that. And last, consequences. Helping children learn from their mistakes. Consequences teach children cause and effect relationships. Consequences, also delivered with empathy, allows children the opportunity to learn how to be responsible for their own choices. And how I plan to implement conscious discipline in my classroom. Conscious discipline will be the foundation for my classroom. The main component for wanting to implement conscious discipline is to create an environment that my students feel safe, encouraged, and individualized. This is very important for me because at the end of the day, if they don't feel safe, encouraged, or individualized, they could have a choice for not wanting to learn. They're more than likely not going to want to be there. So these are very important for me to have it set in my classroom. My goal is to teach them interdependence and respect for self and others, persistence, honesty, compassion, and responsibility. I will use conscious discipline for myself as well to teach the behaviors and skills that I want the students to have by modeling each expectation for the class. Conscious discipline in my classroom will consist of each student having a purpose and responsibility for our effective and safe classroom. Developing that culture in your classroom it's key. And I feel like by using conscious discipline, I'm going to be able to fulfill that in my classroom. Thanks, guys. I really enjoyed this class, and I hope you guys did too.